The ROCK GOLEM, a very sneaky and very strong creature added to ARK all the way back in 2016 with the release of Scorched Earth. Due to their hard rock plating, they take practically zero damage from normal means, which is also the same for tanking them, being exclusively knocked out with a cannon. Their armor also makes them unable to drop hide, which is one of the, if not the most important resource in all of ARK. And that is why today, almost 10 years later, I decided to ask myself, what would happen if I decided to replace every single dino on the map with a ROCK GOLEM? Would it even be possible to progress and take down the Manticore, or will I just die repeatedly and make zero progress? As per usual, there is but one way to find out. Bomboclat! ROCK GOLEM only. How many seconds until I get hit by rock in the head? 10? 15? Maybe more. Okay, whatever. Goal is to get there, so let's go. My initial goal was to go over to Blue Obelisk and collect some explorer nodes on the way. Where are all the golems, man? This is weird. I'm leaving a suspicious amount of time. Speaking of which, okay, will he throw a rock and I'm gonna die? No, we dodge. Ooh, crazy gaming. You're not slick, dude. You're not slick. Who do you think you're fooling? Let's be real now. Once arrived at Blue Obelisk, however, I realized that coming here served absolutely zero purpose, as my only way of getting hide and cementing paste, which are two of the most important resources in this challenge, can only be obtained from looting drops. Also, fun fact, this is the first dino that I'm replacing to that does not drop hide when killed, so this will definitely be interesting. And if you are looking for more interesting challenges, then you should definitely subscribe. Did you do it? Alright, awesome. After respawning, I began spending the levels that I got earlier. We're gonna go full movement speed. I heard the guy spawn. I'm gonna pump this and we're gonna go. We're not going, we're dead. Holy, that actually scared me. After respawning yet again, I said hello to this guy. Ah, hi. Then I laughed at him for not being able to aim, which is a huge flaw that I can use to my advantage. For now though, my focus was to find a way to not die on Scorched Earth every 2 seconds, which is very hard, and while this guy came over to put me out of my suffering, I began thinking of what stats to focus on first. Fortitude was an obvious one, since more fortitude means less dying, and more movement speed means looting more drops. But as I've said, for now, the most important thing is getting some levels. So explorer nodes are my best friend. These guys, however, these guys are evil and are not my friends. Hui. After scratching my arm again, I noticed that I spawned literally right next to an explorer node. So, without thinking twice, I grabbed it and began wandering around looking for a spot in which I wasn't dying of overheating. And just as I was beginning to lose hope, I did actually find such a spot. And since the explorer node was still running for about 9 more minutes, I decided I should start progressing to get as much XP as possible from it. Also, since my last Scorched Earth video, I learned that to get water from cactus, you're not supposed to eat it, you're supposed to attack it. But whatever, I continued farming some trees and rocks, and then I got to learning some basic engrams. The most important of those being the cooking pot engram. This thing gives a lot of XP when crafted, so by combining that with the explorer node, I was going to become a very smart man. Another beautiful thing is that I can just demolish the ones that I craft, and for every 2 that I demolished, I can craft another one. Talk about recycling, man. Within those 10 explorer node minutes, I managed to reach level 83, which is more than sufficient to start exploring this map. And my first plan was to grab this local purple drop. Inside I found some pretty useful things, such as this ghillie that could more than definitely protect me from the high temperatures. Oh yeah, and this thing that I think drops cementing paste. And these 3 spikes that give 10 hide each. With this new hide, believe it or not, I could actually make a smithy. I did need to get some wood before that, and as it turns out, the metal tent I got earlier did give me some cementing paste. So that was nice. Okay, that's good. Far from the 500 that I'll need, but it's still pretty nice. And if you're wondering as to why I'm not smashing the bones that are on this map for keratin, well, that's because they only give salt for some reason. Then I finally crafted the smithy, but instead of using it for its intended purpose, I just dumped my whole inventory inside it because it was time to scout the map for drops, which are literally my only way of getting resources this time around. Right here. So we come back after we get some hide. You got hide yet? No. Talk to me when you got hide yet. Okay, let's go. That drop, that's yellow, right? Yeah, that's yellow. Okay, let's go there. Unfortunately, that yellow drop ended up despawning, and instead, I found this blue drop that I had to sit around and wait until it landed. And after it landed, I quickly looted it for some pretty useless stuff. Well, besides the grapples and the soup. Also, since rough mornings would have been too kind for this map, the devs also made sure that the nights are freezing cold. So in order to not die again, I made some cloth armor, but that didn't help at all. On the bright side, drinking the soup did fix my issue. Somehow. Okay. Next up I looted gave me some premium cloth rags as well as a slingshot. The cloth rags would obviously get equipped and the slingshot would get thrown away. After that, I realized just how strong the Enduro stew actually is. Wait, dude, this stew is so broken. I'm not taking damage. Crazy. Okay, actually super useful stew then. I will keep this cement for later. Because I don't usually make or... Why am I lagging? What? Dude. What I was trying to say is that I almost never craft stews, and well, it's pretty clear that I'm actually missing out. Anyways, after this green drop landed, I opened it and got some war drums. Usually a super useless structure, but this time it's the Holy Grail. Oh yeah, we got a lot of hide. Unfortunately, the next few drops were absolute dog water and gave me absolutely nothing useful. Wow, so useful. I don't think I need this because I have a lot of fortitude. And hello! The game loves me. Oh my days. Keep going. Besides drops, I was also picking up all explorer nodes that I ran into, as I had a lot of levels to go until I hit the cap. You blast this free, bro. After returning back to my smithy, I deposited all the things I collected from my short adventure and then decided to invest a lot of hide into crafting a refining forge so that I could smelt metal passively while wandering the map. But to smelt metal, I needed to actually have some metal, which is why I crafted a metal pickaxe and used it to smash all the local metal rocks. With the metal in my possession, I opened the forge to begin the long smelting process. Afterwards, I took a crossbow from the smithy that I was going to use in combination with the grapples that I got earlier to more effectively navigate the scorched earth terrain. The first drop that I looted gave me a toilet that I quickly demolished for a lot of cementing paste, and some trophy stands that I also demolished for obsidian, which I will need for cannonballs. Yo, matey. Gotta wait again? Yeah, we gotta wait again. Well, right back. Never mind. What's that? Is that a rock golem? I think that's a golem up there. You see? Also, how is it raining in the desert? This next blue drop gave me some good stuff, amongst which was a Mastercraft crossbow, so I quickly ditched my old one in favor of this one. Oh, nice, interesting. Hello, I should back away. Rock golem everywhere. Oei, I tanked that. Drop the shit and run. How did I tank that? I have no clue how I tanked that. Wait, what had I even tanked that? I have no clue how I tanked that. I have like very shit armor on me. He was probably very low level though, so that makes sense, okay. After getting hit with a giant rock and surviving, I looted another drop that gave me a lot of greenhouse structures and a Procoptodon saddle. Dude, get out, dude. You showed up last video. I am not doing Procoptodon only, dude. Like, get out. Oh, wait, this drops cementing paste. After demolishing all the greenhouse structures, I had a whopping 150 free cementing paste. A good amount, but still very far from my goal. I'm surrounded by bushes. Why am I picking up stone? Can I get an explanation, please? I'm literally farming stone by walking. Are we serious? Next drop was a red drop. A red drop that was capable of turning me into a very rich man. But unfortunately, Scorched Earth doesn't have any trees to place this platform on to actually demolish it. Which means that I had to keep going and continue looting drops. Ah yeah, and I also got a riot shield. I want this for caves, please. This would be good for caves. I will take it. Matter of fact. What did I drop? What's so heavy? Wait, what the hell is so heavy? Back at base, I made sure to deposit everything and also restock on grapples. Back to looting drops. First one. Green. Green. What's your problem, green? Missile, low ramp. Let's go grab some green drops. This map looks so good, dude. How can you tell me that ARK Evolved doesn't look great for a game that's like, what, 11 years old now? No, this channel looks crazy. Look. Oh man, this is so nice. Bad loot. This gives cementing paste, so I will take that and I will drop the rest. During my short trip back home, I took a careful look at the resources that the cannon required, and it's safe to say that this thing is incredibly expensive, requiring 1,000 ingots, yes, 1,000, a lot of hide, and a lot of cementing paste. All three being very rare resources in my case. So, back to looting drops, I guess. Oh, okay. Dude, stop. Back up, don't get crowded. They're so bad at aiming. It's not even it's not even funny. Dude, oh, this is actually rage bait. Hello. Don't mind me, man. Hey, yo, don't do that, man. Nice shot. Hello, I will take this for the manticore, why not? Let's go to the caves, actually, matter of fact. I have a cave top bottom right, top left, and somewhere in the middle. Sure, let's go do that. Now, the caves can have both rock golems as well as rubble golems, these being just smaller versions of the rock golem so that they actually fit inside the cave, and also the rock is bigger than them. But don't worry about it. The rock is bigger than him. Since the artifact wasn't spawned, I kept wandering around the cave, making sure to collect some sulfur for later, because this is the second best thing to give rock golems to tame them, besides kibble of course. And after that I went to the artifact again, except that it didn't spawn. Again. So I went on the wiki, copied the artifact spawn command and slapped that into the console. Dude, stop getting me stuck on shit. Phew. Okay, this guy might be a good shot after all. The second cave was the one from the middle of the map, and the cave seemed rather clear and chill. Well, that's until I ran into this rock golem right next to the artifact. He's not coming down, I will just meet him up here. Okay, bro. What? Wait, what? What happened? Did he despawn? There's no way he despawned, dude. Don't tell me. But there's an artifact here, dude. Where are everyone? Man. 2 out of 3. We need one more. Yeah, that was scary, but he despawned for some reason. Wait. Hello, hey. Wow, what's up, man? You can keep that. I don't want it, matter of fact. You can keep that. Keep it to yourself, bro. All yours. On the way out of the cave, I also realized this thing. Whoa. Okay, what about rocks? Can you shoot rocks through here? This might actually be a good place to tame one. Shoot the rock. I wanna see something. He can't. Okay. Not being able to throw rocks there means that it's a very good taming spot and also saves me about 100 cementing paste, if not more. But the golem was level 5, so no thanks. The last cave was super easy, nothing to be noted about it except the missing artifact, so I just gave that to myself. Got them all right here, 1, 2 and 3, and let's go home. Easy clutch, bro. Nice, 1 cementing paste. A whopping 1 cementing paste. How much do I have? I have 6. Oh my god. How much do I need for a cannon again? 300. Oh my god. Well, I mean, don't have anything left to do. Just farm drops for cementing paste, I suppose. And not die to golems. Back at base, I deposited the 3 artifacts and noticed that I had 250 cementing paste. Decent, but we need more. Editor me, cue the farming montage. While looting drops left and right, a blue drop managed to bestow this beauty upon me. Bomboclat, man. We got a free cannon. Yep, exactly. What this essentially means is that I can use that cementing paste that I got earlier for other purposes instead of wasting it on a cannon, which was huge. Not to mention, I just saved myself 950 ingots. But yeah, let's go tame a golem. Or that was my plan, as I genuinely forgot to craft gunpowder. Which is why I made the mortar and pestle and then spent a few minutes harvesting a lot of local rocks for flint and stone. Flint and steel! After done, I crafted said spark powder, and since one forge wasn't producing enough charcoal, I crafted 16 extra campfires, which I of course placed down and filled with food. But since I didn't want to wait around, I continued looting drops in hopes of getting more hide for saddles, and more cementing paste in case of unhappy accidents of course. I will not be taking these, but I will be taking these. Back at base, I deposited all the junk I collected and shifted my focus into the metal structures. Because I wanted to demolish them. The behemoth gate and gateway though provided me with more than enough resources for a long while starting now. Also, I guess this should come off as no surprise, but one mortar and pestle kinda struggles to craft thousands of resources. So I did make another one, which was super expensive, but I should be fine. What this means though is that I gotta keep waiting, so I'ma keep looting. This drop session was very short though, as I was itching to start taming golems, so after getting bored I returned home where I repaired my pickaxe and then crafted the structures I'll be needing for the trap, which are the following. Also quick note, the trap is obviously not designed by me, it's designed by this smart guy, so yeah. Anyway, besides structures I also needed firepower, which is why I also crafted a bunch of cannonballs. I only needed around 10 for a very high level, so I can definitely tame some with my current resources. So, with everything prepared, all that was left for me to do was actually find a high level golem. Ah, they're invisible, of course, I forgot, my bad. Yeah, I've been wondering why I don't see them, but they're f***ing invisible. Yeah, well apparently looking for invisible things is pretty hard. But not to worry, as I had my trusty spyglass by my side, which allowed me to somewhat scout the area for golems. To no avail, unfortunately. I thought I was the shit, I'm not the shit. And also, exploring the dunes is not very smart, as I can't get more stimberries, which is why I returned to the mainland, and as I was going home, I actually ran into this dude. Oi! Hello, hey, hi there. So, making sure to not waste a second, I immediately began building the trap. It's not a hard design, but it's pretty awesome because this tab up here blocks boulders which protect the cannon, which saves me hours of wandering around. After alerting the golem, the last task was to get him in the trap, which was super easy. Now, one flaw that I noticed is that my trap doesn't work for some reason, because the way it works is the golem is supposed to have his head poking out, which makes strangling him an absolute breeze, but for me, he ended up being stuck in the structures. It's not the end of the world because he is massive and quite easy to trank regardless, but it does make my structures take splash damage, which costs me many resources to repair. While the golem was sleeping peacefully, I continued looting drops. This time I wasn't looking for cementing paste, but rather for hide, which ended up being an even rarer resource than cementing paste. One purple drop that I opened gave me a focal chili, another soup that I almost never use, but this time was actually going to be super useful since it gives me extra movement speed. Oh, we're so fast. Nice one. Nice soup, good soup. While wandering around with this increased movement speed, I found this guy, which was definitely awesome, but I couldn't tame him just yet as the trap was in use by the other golem. Which yes, I could have picked up, but for some reason just refused to bother with it. Okay, nice game, did I was literally alt tab, thank you. Since I was becoming desperate and the golem was almost tamed, I decided to demolish the 2 refining forges that I got from drops to get a less bit of hide to make a rock golem saddle. Is this a waste? Yeah, probably. Should I have just used the forges before demolishing them? Double yeah. Before going over to the golem, I made sure to chop down many local trees for wood so I could restock the campfires because rock golems are unbreedable, so if I want more, I'll have to tame more, and cannonballs aren't exactly cheap. Easy. Stats 25-25, not too good considering he got 35 stamina, but whatever. Saddle him up. So, what can this bad boy do, I hear you ask? Well, for starters, it's a very good stone farmer, being way better than the Doedicurus. It can also farm trees, and it's pretty good for killing other rock golems. What a coincidence, right? Anyways, having a golem on standby will come in handy massively later if I ever need to clear out an area, and with him being tamed, it means that I can finally repair the trap and pick it up to go tame that guy from earlier. But when I went back to that guy, I could not find him, but I found this instead. 150! You? Is this guy? Is this guy? Is this guy? Right here. Well, I came looking for silver and I found diamonds. That's fantastic. Before building the trap, I had to kill this guy, so... I wonder how I'll manage that. This time I built the trap even more patiently and cautiously than before, but that still didn't end up solving the problem. So I just knocked out the golem as he was. After knocking him out, I went back to where I found him to see if I could locate that 115 as well, but to no avail. So instead, I went over to loot a few red drops. One of them gave me some soups and some metal structures, and the other one gave me more metal structures and 2 shotguns that might help with the manticore. Then I demolished some metal structures that I got and went over to pick up this trap to tame another golem in the meantime. Hello, 110, 115. Sweet. Before trying to tame these rock golems, I had to deal with this. Yeah, but thankfully I did just have a way to do that. GG's. Did he heal? Yeah, he healed, I think. Okay. What? Bruh. What? What? After clearing golems for a whole day, the game was still not done throwing golems at me. So because I'm a normal person and I don't want to lose my very precious and expensive golem, I ran away, and while on the way back to base I ran into this guy. On the bright side, this guy was all alone, so you already know what I did. I built a trap and I shot him in the head. I'm such an idiot! So if you didn't quite catch what happened, let me enlighten you. Basically, I shot the trap that defends my cannon from rocks. So now I'm encrippling that. The pipes and whatever were easy to recraft, but the cannon, absolutely not. Which is why I had to go back to looting drops, but not for long, as this game is full of surprises. Oh, what are the odds of that? Yeah, well, that definitely saved me a few hours. After turning to the cannon, I did some calculations and I ended up deciding that demolishing the new cannon to repair the old one was way more worth it. Then I picked up the trap and wanted to make more cannonballs, but I ran out of resources. Again. However, this game kept on giving, as literally the first drop that I opened bestowed upon me not 1 but 2 behemoth gateways. So after picking up the tame golem and demolishing those, I was back in business and ready to go tame even more rock elementals. This is also when I realized what the trap issue actually was. You see, the first pipe that I placed goes under the structures, which might be what causes the golem to get stuck. So I tried using a non-S+ pipe, which would not snap, even if its life depended on it. So I just built the trap how it was before and continue my taming spree. Then I repaired the trap, picked it up, and returned home to craft a pipe, because that broke again. On the way back I found yet another goated blue drop. Another cannon! I want the soup, I want the soup, I want the soup, I want the soup, I want the soup. Afterwards I made a stupid pipe, demolished the cannon and returned back to where I was earlier to tame yet another rock. After knocking it out I noticed that I had 17 cannonballs left, which will suffice for one more rock golem. So my goal was to spend those and then go do the manticore. I wonder if these are rock golems. But unfortunately finding another high level golem was very hard, but in the end I did manage. Now despite finding this 130, I couldn't tame it just yet as I left all my things back at base, and on the way back to base, I kid you not, I ran into a level 150 rock golem. Ho, we're taming both of them. Thankfully I could craft a few more cannonballs, so that was awesome. The first one was super easy to knock out, and after repairing the trap, the second one got knocked out as well. And there it is, I no longer need the cannonballs, the cannon, or anything trap related. All I need now is to wait for these boys to finish taming and hopefully get some more hide for saddles. Why is this a blueprint, man? This game must be scripted. I just can't believe it. This thing happens literally in every single video. After a very long day and night of collecting drops, the two golems finished taming, so I pocketed them both and went home to deploy my whole battalion of golems. By smashing local rocks with them, I could get a lot of easy XP, which I could then spend into leveling up their health to 15k and then pump full melee, which will be super essential, especially since I'm not going with 20 dinos to the boss and they don't have any extra buffs. While doing this, a local rock golem also wanted to mess around with my boys, but I suppose you already know how that ended for him. Anyway, after leveling up all my iron golems, I had to wait a pretty long time for them to heal up, so I used this time to go around the map to loot drops again. Dude, no, there's no way. But to spare the details, because you've seen this countless times before, I only found scraps of hide here and there until this drop, which had a bunk bed. And after demolishing said bunk bed, I got awarded with 60 hide. Not much, but definitely enough for one more saddle. My guys still weren't full HP, which meant I could look for more hide, and I did look for more hide, but besides this fucking saddle, I found nothing of interest. Yeah, there's no hide on this map. Whatever, let's just go beat the manticore right now. I'm tired. I've had enough. After returning home, I took all the golems, one of my top shotguns that I had, all the bullets that I collected thus far, the 3 artifacts, and embarked on my final journey towards the green obelisk. There, I deployed all my protectors, and after killing the local security, I was ready to spawn in the manticore. Except I needed talents, and since there's no way for me to get talents, I just used a command to spawn them in. And now, I was ready for the manticore. Once arrived in her arena, my plan was to have my guys ready to attack for when she lands, and while she was in the sky, I was to shoot her with my shotgun, which was partially a good plan as my shotgun strike didn't work too well since she could have just easily killed me. Easy win, easy win. GG boys. GG boys.